they have a fantastic children's program. The kid's 5 years old. And she says, "Can I go to school all day long?" Because they have all kinds of stuff. They have funny hats they wear, and they parade around in the evening, and they play games. And I don't know what goes on in there, but they sure have a lot of fun. And it's great when you have a kid, John, and you're kind of trapped with that kid all the time. Here you're released. You just drop the kid off and pick him up 8 hours later. You know.
Yeah, I will say that NCL has a fantastic kids program. One thing that's special about this ship is we also have a Nickelodeon program here on board. We're only one of two NCL ships that offer this incredible program where you can meet Dora the Explorer and Diego, her cousin, and SpongeBob SquarePants and Patrick Star. So it's kind of a fun little opportunity just to actually exclusive to this ship and the Norwegian Epic that we get to offer Nickelodeon and make those kids nice and happy.
I'll bet. It makes the parents even happier.
You can't beat it. And, of course, the food is the whole game plan. I mean, they have restaurants here open 24 hours a day, and the food is so good that you just wind up eating like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to go down and have some eggs, and they'll give you the eggs any way you like them. And I will have some pickled herring, but get this, they have mounds of lox. Now, you know what lox is and what it costs in the States. I'll tell you, I'm gathering my lox for the year.
That's what I said.
Bagels.
You'll have an extra suitcase when you come home.
Well, I'll tell you, we're having a fun. I always lose about 5 pounds before I take these cruises from NCO.
Yeah, because you gain them back while you're there.
You take another set of clothes one size larger to wear home?
I always like to say we bring passengers on as passengers, and a week later we offload you as cargo.
That's funny.
What's that crack you made about incidentally? The iceberg.
The more we have an iceberg martini for our big signature white hot party. My crack is the more icebergs you drink, the less likely we are to hit one.
No, let's just okay.
Everybody's always cracking about the Titanic. You know, one of these ships has never sunk in the history of large cruise ships.
Well, not since the Titanic. Well, no, actually, they had a couple during World War I sink too, didn't they? And then they have the Andrea Doria back in the 50s.
The Italian liner?
Yeah. Anyway,
it's been that far back.
It's been a pleasure to speak with you. We've got a phone call, so Reed, enjoy the rest of your trip. Those of you that are crew members.
Let's say goodbye. Hold on.
Yes, thank you very much for your time. You have a wonderful weekend, and we hope to see you on the Norwegian Jewel someday.
Well, we're thinking of our next one. It could be sometime this winter. I hate winters.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Pleasure talking to you all.
Okay, thanks a lot. Give my best to all.
We shall do, Reed.
Reed.
Have a safe journey, and we'll see you soon. That was a refreshing pause to hear what nice weather is like. Actually, today's supposed to be decent.
We have another phone call, I believe.
Did they hang up on us?
Did they hang up?
Must be. That whoever was on, we're free to take calls again, and you can call anytime, and we'll certainly take your call and see if we can answer your.
One thing we never really talk about what it costs you as an individual sometimes to be convicted of a DWI.
Oh, I know.
And just to let you know what it could cost you, even if you have a free attorney through the Public Defender's Office, there's things that your vehicle might get towed at the time you're stopped. And there's a $100 bill there. You have, if you're arraigned, the possibility of bail, $500 to $1,000 or whatever. You have the fine itself. The fine is anywhere from $500 to $1,000. You have your attorney's fees. Again, if you have the ability to have the public defender's fine, but right now the average attorney fees without going to trial are around $1,500, I believe. Is that right, Jim?
That's correct.
Then you have, of course, your different surcharges the court's going to administer, $400 and up. There's the alcohol evaluation you must pay for. Usually it runs around $90. You have the Crime Victims Fund, which is another $10, a Victim Impact Panel fee, which is another $20. You have to pay probation to watch over you for that period. That could be anywhere from $30 to $50. The drinking driving program that you'll have to pay for, which is around $175. Your conditional license that you want to get so you can drive during your period of probation or during the period of your revocation, under the DWI conviction, that's running around $75, I think, to $100 to get that. Once you're run through your revocation period, you have to pay the state another $75 to get your license reinstated. The insurance costs we've seen for a 3-year period could be increased as much as $5,000 over that period. It's terrible. So
There's the $750 Driver Responsibility Act assessment as
added
well.
on top of that,
Right.
which we don't have anything to do with, but the state will go after you for that.
Well,
So
that's a good point, Judge, because I've heard a lot of criticism about how expensive it is to get tickets, and I think it's important for people to understand that all of the surcharges that are in place, and there are plenty of them, and they're plenty high, aren't imposed by the judge to make money for the town or the city or the village. These are state-mandated penalty assessments for which the court has no control except in extremely limited circumstances.
Right.
Is that correct?
That's correct. And to cap it all off, the minimum you'll get by with on a DWI is around $8,500 and can be as much as $12,000 to $13,000 if you go to trial and have to pay for your own attorney. So it's not a simple, inexpensive.
Not anymore. I understand we have a call. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
How are
you
ya?
today?
I'm sorry?
How are you today?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing very good. My question for Mr. Narducci is about copyright. And does the town level handle copyright infringement, or is that a higher level that does
That's a
that?
superior court. You're going to have to go to the Supreme Court on copyright issues because you're suing a corporation, I would think. And Jim, you want to comment on that?
Yeah, actually, depending on where the copyright took place, where the infringement took place, it's conceivable. There's an old doctrine, I mean an ancient doctrine, called diversity of jurisdiction. So if you're a New York resident and the corporation, for example, that has infringed upon your copyright is in Nevada, it's going to go to federal court, not state court. So,
right.
and they
It's
want
out
to
of
talk about
state, right.
expensive. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. So, yeah, that goes to a superior court. But caller, just so you understand, when I talk about civil matters, the civil matters are the small claims. That really is the meat and potatoes of most of the civil actions in this county and probably elsewhere. In addition to that, they handle landlord-tenant disputes. There are a number of things that justice courts do that most people don't understand.
Right. And in small claims, a nice issue is the court can help you. We help you with the paperwork. We help you with other issues. The other civil matters, we're barred. We cannot act as an attorney and advise you legally. We don't even carry the forms anymore to help you file. So you need usually an assistance of attorney. As Jim talked about, the landlord-tenants issues, which are summary proceedings. This comes in if you have, you're a property owner and you have rental property and you need to evict a tenant, then you have to go through a set procedure, and we advise you always to use an attorney. We've had some people try it on their own, and usually they're not too successful, but then we have our regular civil part where you can come in and sue up to any single action worth $3,000, and this would be tort matters, etc., even things such as medical malpractice, etc. I've never seen one less than $3,000, but it's available to you. We don't get too many regular civil actions in the course of the year, as Jim mentioned. Our heavy caseload is in small claims, and then second, usually in summary proceedings. But the small claims, you come in, it's very simple. It's a simple single form that the clerk will help you fill out. You're given a booklet on the procedures that you will follow. You come into court, and prior to the actual hearing, we'll ask you if you've tried to settle the matter with the other party. We'll give you some time to talk that over before the hearing. If you can settle it, then we'll promulgate a piece, agreement on the judgment that's to be had after that. Otherwise, we'll go through the hearing. We provide you with instructions on how to handle and conduct yourself during the hearing. So it's a very straightforward, simple procedure. All you have to do is bring in your proof of your claim, your receipts, or if it's work that was done that was not done satisfactory to you and there is some problems, we encourage you to get another contractor to look at it and give you a written estimate to say this is what was wrong and what it's, needs to be done. And if you have two estimates, what needs to be done, and the law says that's prima facie evidence that the claim is valid. So again, small claims, we work very hard to help you get through that. The other matters, it's usually handled best by an attorney. And we are, I think we could mention now, planning in the future, near future, to put on a mock small claims hearing and tape that for folks to watch and see how the actual procedure goes right from the time of the filing of the paperwork to right through the hearing. And we're going to be doing some vehicle and traffic hearings for you, and we're going to be doing a mock DWI trial, I think, for you. So part of our charter as a town court and a village court is to educate the people, and the best way I think we can do that is through the video media, through the television media. So we have that for you to look forward to.
Yeah, it's great because it certainly erases a lot of the misconceptions about justice courts. Now, one of the things that, Judge, I don't know if you know, but I'm the chair of the New York State Bar Association Criminal Justice Section.
Correct, yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
And one of the things that we had to debate, was actually this past summer, was the issue of non-lawyer judges. And I'm very proud to say that the Bar Association took the position that they do not believe it's necessary for town justices and village justices to be attorneys. And I certainly wholeheartedly concur with that position. But I think you need to explain to people how trained you actually are. It's not like you decide one morning you're going to run for office, you win the office, and the next thing you know, you're administering justice. It doesn't happen that way at all.
It's funny you bring that up because we have folks that aspire to be a town or village justice who have never even been in court. But if you are elected to be a town justice, and there's new laws that are just about ready to be promulgated by the state that is going to put some conditions. Right now you have to be 18 years of age or older, a U.S. citizen, etc., to be a town justice and be elected, of course. But that is just the very, very beginning. Some of the new laws are looking that you have to be at least 25, have at least 2 years of college, etc., but those are still not in place yet. But you start out now going to 3 weekends, 3-day weekends of basic training. That is soon to be changed to 3 solid weeks, 15 days. At the end of each week, you have to pass a written exam. If you fail, you get one more chance to pass, otherwise you're out. Now, that's just the basic qualifications. After that, you're required every year to have 12 credits in judicial training, and that's all put on by the Office of Court Administration, of course. There's written tests that you must pass at the end of each of those training sessions. They're handled in the spring and in the fall. Some of us can get those credits over video training, but most of us go to JCC where they hold them, and it's a whole 8-hour program looking at various aspects of the law, etc. In addition, there's continual education going on via different media programs that we attend at county court. That's county-wide training programs. So it's an ongoing, every day, every week, every month, every year training scenario, not including what you do when you have to do judicial research. For instance, you get an appeal on a matter that you've decided, you're going to go back and you're going to start researching case law. You're going to start looking at the arguments that the attorney has presented in his appeal, the answer that the district attorney has given you if it's a civil or criminal matter. And you're going to spend a number of hours researching if you're doing your job right to determine whether or not your decision was founded properly. Not including the research you probably did to come up with your decision in the first case. I mean, there's black letter law, which is what's in that law book, and as Jim will tell you, most of the decisions today are based on case law. It's how that law was determined in a particular matter by a Superior Court, the Appellate Division, or the Court of Appeals, which is the highest court in New York State, and looking at how they decided a matter and how it relates to the case before you when you make your decision and when you're answering on your appeal. So we go through the same procedure that Judge Ward does, that Judge Cass does, that Judge